Yeah, you gotta control your smiles and cries. Because that's all you have. And nobody can take that away from you.
So, how does she play? Like, how does she do?
Hi. So, for anybody new to the channel, my name is Anthony. But for the purposes of the channel, you can just call me Stony. Recently, 5th anniversary of my very first video passed, and I thought this was a good time to reflect and give myself and the viewers an opportunity to celebrate in this moment in time. That's kind of crazy to me to just think about it, because before I started the channel, you couldn't have convinced me that I would be doing any of this. Get them jitters out the way, boy. Alright. In the meantime, I want to get to some reactions, especially comedy. My only issue is, in the meantime, there's some stuff I want to get to as far as reactions, so especially comedy. But in the meantime, I want to get to some reactions, especially comedy. I'll take any suggestions y'all got. Celebrating my grandmother was the right motivation I needed to get started in this place. And since Stony is what she called me, it's a name that I've embraced a lot more in her passing. I've always had this weird relationship with cameras, for one. I didn't like looking into the camera, the lens. So if you ever came across my profile on any of the different socials before now, it will probably help you understand why I took so many weird pictures not looking into the camera. A big part of the reason why I started this channel was to challenge myself to face a fear. Not only did I have the camera hangups, but I also had a fear of putting my face and voice together to be seen and scrutinized by the endless possibilities of people that could come across one of these videos. Because, you know, once you put it out there, it's no longer yours. The internet can be a very cruel and unforgiving space. And I've seen it take down some of the most seemingly confident people I've ever seen. That's why I celebrate the bravery of those of us who take a chance, knowing that this is sort of like risky business. You never know who's watching, who will take offense, or even on the flip side, who will resonate with the content. And I haven't been consistent enough to really gauge what my content has the potential to be, but the journey has been fulfilling, even with me standing in my own way sometimes, many times. I spoke before about the insecurity of creators, and I find myself to be no different. We're all motivated by different things, but I think we can all agree that to put your content out into the world for others to see. Otherwise, you would just keep it to yourself, right? So, this journey for me began with a little liquid courage. Maybe a lot of liquid courage. I gotta be honest, that was really the only way for me to power through it when I started. It was just what it was at that point. That was on the heels of me dealing with true alcoholism. So, seeing myself like that was probably necessary. I had to see how much I didn't like taking the easy way out. That journey also parallels a locked journey as well as a major shift in my life. A lot of things in my life were already changing or about to. Having some of these videos serves as like a documentation. It's a marker for where I was at the time, and it gives me a chance to celebrate just how far I've been able to come in the meantime. So as we made our way through a global pandemic, I was met with challenges of starting a new channel, growing pains of the beginning phases of my lock journey, a divorce, the birth of another child, and a myriad of other changes. I mean, at one point I lost my livelihood, my job, my house, even my car. I'm sure for the Instagram followers, a lot of you might remember the walk and talk videos, because that was just helping me get through it. And then, of course, there was this.
Don't worry. Don't worry, because I'm recording the shit. Period. Do not fucking worry.
Get on the fucking ground!
Don't react, Anthony, because I swear to God I'm recording it. And these stupid bitches. You see? All that for one fucking person. One fucking person. One fucking person. All because it's one fucking person. Anthony, just don't do nothing and don't say nothing. You know they prejudice as hell out here.
This anniversary has given me the chance to see just how far I've been able to come in my life. Some people know me for my confidence, so sure it comes as a surprise to find out just how unsure of myself or where my life was headed that I was. All I really knew was that I was determined to make it and make all of the changes necessary, even if they were challenging or unpopular. It's kind of easy to lose sight of many of the stressors you might have faced once you get on the other side of things. And to keep it as simple as I can, stress was taking me out. I lost so much weight, I had to disable comments because people didn't understand what I was going through. Again, the internet can be a cruel place. And while I was going through certainly the worst time of my life, and there I was with a Galaxy phone that I picked up and used to shoot, record, edit, and engineer. I mean, it was in the middle of all of the chaos in my life that I found this newfound obsession, and it was bringing me an unfamiliar peace. I mean, I didn't have any idea what I was doing. And even though that part was painfully obvious, people had been patient enough to just stick with me as I figured it out. As much as this video is a celebration of me and my growth, it's also a celebration of the many people that have contributed to the journey, even if it was just kind words. I think the most impactful 2 words that I've heard from so many different viewers has been, keep going. And all of you have no idea how much that encouraged me, even when I didn't understand what it was you saw in me, or even continue to see in me. I guess at times I can say I've been guilty of imposter syndrome, but then again, I always think just a little longer than I need to. Because the truth is, we are all creators. And it makes sense because we come from one. So, of course, it would be a quality that we all possess. So I want to thank you for allowing me to be free. Thank you for motivating me, even when I couldn't find it within myself. I'm finally starting to accept the journey, and maybe that's why I don't feel the same stress that I used to. I create freely. And most importantly in my life now, I do it sober. The parallels of the channel, the locks, and my life give me like an interesting 3 points of view to help make sense of things whenever I can give my thoughts the proper attention. It's cool to have that physical representation of what's happening on a level that you might not be able to see. Whether that's mental or spiritual, it's all coming together. And more importantly than what anyone thinks, I love this part of life because I not only like what I see, but I love it. I'm careful now not to refer to this as a little channel anymore because I see how dismissive it is of my own work. With that being said, I just hit a landmark for myself that I can now go live. So I'll be taking advantage of that when the content calls for it. Every goal and stop along the way is a lot more important to me than I ever thought it would be. Every like and comment, although I don't seek the validation, it definitely feels like a nod to the work. My YouTube experience to this point has been a lot more fulfilling than any metric would be able to show. So I had to be the one to say it. I'm forever grateful for this medium and the space it opened up for me to dive right in head first. I think if you ever think about giving it a shot, I would say go for it. You never know what you can get out of the experience. As for me, at the 5-year mark, well, I'm just getting started. If you made it this far in the video, then shout out to you. As always, I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm out.
Chicken is so breakfast.
They ain't eat nothing. All right. They got you now.
You got me, you got you and me. We're taking a picture.